Yeah.
With what's that glue that never breaks except for wish?
Sovereign glue.
Yeah, sovereign glue.
Most useless legendary
That's
item.
literally what I did it
Why
with.
is it useless? Yeah, okay. Got it.
Put it on your sword and whack someone.
What's that glue? Alright, there we go. We're live!
Yay!
Welcome to every Tenday. This is D&D for families and young adventurers, and I have two of them here, my children.
Yellow!
Hello.
Charlotte, Finley. This is session 0. We have no idea how this is going to go.
Nope.
But here we are, after 144 broadcasted or streamed episodes of our first campaign. I reckon there probably would have been about 150 total,
Yeah.
because we didn't stream from the very first session. We're here with campaign 2. So, welcome along. Yeah, there may be some of you watching me or watching like for the first time, and you're like, what's every 10 day? Why the hell should I watch this? My name's James. I'm Charlotte and Finley's dad. I'm also their dungeon master. We started playing D&D in January 2019 with the characters whose story you can follow in campaign 1. Those are all up on the podcast. And I started playing D&D when I was 10 years old with my brother. And I went on to play it with my friends and stuff. And I know D&D is often talked about, isn't it, as like a game you play with your friends. But I'm also a massive believer that you should play it with your families. I think it brings families together. It certainly brought us together. And it's an awesome game to play with your brothers, your sisters, your parents, and your friends as well. So we are specifically a small group. There's just me and 2 players. We sometimes have guests come in and a lot of NPCs for me to manage. But what we wanted to do that isn't done much is really show you what a session 0 looks like. And this isn't something that we can plan, so we kind of need your help with this. So if you're watching this either in the future, even on the replay, and you have questions about what went on in this session, like ask away, because we can do some other videos in the future to help you out. What we realise is there's this big mystique ahead of the first session that a lot of people have trouble with, which is like, how does character development start? How do I develop my character? How do I decide with the dungeon master on the campaign setting? Because most of what you see online and on YouTube is session 1 and it all looks like a well-oiled machine, doesn't it? It all looks like it's all going, perfectly and, without any kind of preparation. It just hits and it's like this beautifully unfolding story. But it all starts in session 0. This is where we decide on the tone of the game. It's where we decide on the setting for the game. It's where we decide who our characters are. So we're going to be rolling them up live in this session. Woo! The old 4D6 are going to be coming out as you're going to see characters being created from scratch. Now I say from scratch, Charlotte and Finley have got ideas that they've had that they're bringing to the table here. And what this is really going to be, what you're going to watch is, listen, for some of you it might be completely boring because you're just going to hear us chatting over options, making decisions together. You're going to see Charlotte and Finley make decisions about their characters. We're going to discuss them. We might not agree on stuff as well. So you're going to see all of that. And it's really important. It's really important that you have a solid session 0 going into your first session. So that you understand the boundaries of the game, where you can go with it, the adventures that follow. So that's it for intro. Welcome along. You are think of this, you're not watching a D&D game happening, you're watching everything that comes before the D&D game happens. And in a second, we're just going to start our conversation, and you're just going to be a voyeur to this. You're just going to see as we work out our characters and things like that. So welcome along. If you have any questions as we're going through this live, by the way, and you are joining us live, feel free to put it in the chat. We're a very small D&D podcaster, so we know we don't have thousands of viewers like some of the big names do. We're actually quite proud of that, because what it means is we can talk to you directly. So if you're watching live, put your comments in the YouTube chat. It'll show up for us here. and we can answer some of your questions that you'll see going on. We've rigged up 3 cameras. One so that you can see Charlotte and Finley. Hey guys, that's your camera there. Wave to your camera. Okay, cool. Well, this is my camera here, so I can talk to you and I can read your questions and I can ask the guys your questions. And we've got another one off the table just so you can see the rolling process and just what we're doing at the table. And I think what we'll do is, let's start there. So what we've got, Charlotte and Finley got their sets of dice. You're going to need dice to play this. You can obviously use your digital dice. We've got our rolling mat. And I bought, this is a bit fancy, you don't need this, but I bought these new Dungeons and Dragons portfolio cases for them to sort of put their new characters in that are very swish. You can grab them on Amazon. And now, it's character sheet. So, there's a bunch of different types of character sheets that we've got. So, we've got this one that actually has a separate section for your personality if you want it. If you think you want more room for like stuff and writing about your traits and abilities and stuff, there's that one that's just blank, features and traits. So you've got that one and then you've got one that looks slightly different here.
Well, I think it should also be said that if you want to watch this just like the campaign for like the story purely, you might not want to watch this session because there might be spoilers.
Good call. Well, what we'll do is there'll be a point where, that's a really good call. So there'll be a point where we discuss the new characters' backgrounds. If you don't want to know the backgrounds, we'll give fair warning so that you can kind of mute it, for a while, and we'll try and keep that bit quite
contained. Or we'll put something in the description, timestamps and stuff about
spoilers.
Yeah,
there'll be background spoiler alerts coming. Backgrounds will come later, obviously. So, do you have a preference for which kind of character sheet you want?
Oh yeah, definitely this one.
Definitely that one? Alright, so you take one of them.
We need space for...
Well, I mean, you can always put it on the back.
That's true. I think I might go for... Hang on.
So, you've got this one.
And then the weird one.
Front and back, yeah. So, check them out.
I think I'll go with this one.
You go with that one?
Yeah. Well, it depends if we're
There's
rolling.
a super simple one as well. There's like a basic one.
Yeah, I don't think we need that.
We're basically pros.
Yeah.
Professionals. No every single thing.
Front one is going to be a magic using class. I'll put that there in case.
No spoilers. Except there is.
Alright. So, why don't we talk first about some of the ideas that you've already had, broadly speaking, not background, but in terms of what you want to play, and talk a little bit about why you want to play it.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Okay, I will. I want to play, first of all, in terms of race, I want to play a pointy-eared race. So not just for that reason, but I really like the idea of Eladrin.
Why?
I like the kind of like seasonal thing. I like that kind of vibe that they can change, abilities and stuff like that depending on what season they're in. And I like the idea of it. And it's quite different to character, Danae, that I've played before, because she was an Azamar. It's quite different to a kind of like an elvish race.
What is there anything like about this changeableness of the Eladrin? What is it that appeals to you about that?
I like how it can, how I don't know. I just like how it changes. I think it's interesting. I think that it's just more interesting when it's not one thing.
And do you think you're gonna, the changeableness of the Eladrin according to season?
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to inform on your role playing choices?
Yeah, for sure. I think for her it can very impact like her emotional state as well, or they might coincide with each other. So I think that will be really interesting to play.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going for an Eladrin.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll discuss, because obviously we're taking this from the source books that are available, and we'll talk about how Eladrin fit into the world that we're playing this in, which isn't it's not one of the official source book games. It's our own homebrew world. So we'll have to think about like, well, so where do Eladrin fit amongst elves? Because we know we've got wood, we've got wild, we've got dark, we've got high, we've got first elves, moon elves, and all this. And it's like, where do they fit?
We've pretty much heard of all of those elves in the last campaign, but we never really heard about Eladrin.
Totally. So we're going to have to try and discuss from scratch, like, where do they fit? Where do they fit? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, and in terms of class, thinking, I mean, it's quite similar to, I played Paladin last time. I wanted to do some kind of fighter and hopefully gunslinger in the future.
Gunslinger?
Yeah, I love the idea of a gunslinger. There's no reason for that, I just think they're really cool.
Okay. You want to shoot shit? Got it. Alright, cool. So you're going fighter class?
Yeah.
Which is interesting, you're staying with a martial class after being...
You know, I don't know, I love the idea of a magic using character, but I think personally for me, whenever I get to playing one, it's just too much for me to like think about, and I just prefer, martial characters.
Hack and slash.
Yeah.
Or hack and shoot. Finley, what racial background, racial kind of ideas have you got?
Well, I definitely want to play a Reborn because I like the idea of the gothic and the cool undead nature about them, and I've just been reading about it, and it seems really interesting, and they get some cool abilities as well.
Nice. So there's that. So again, you're both sort of taking something from your first characters and continuing that, because Eloin had a little bit of the emo gothic vibe going on.
We say your comfort
why
zone.
the staying quite with that? Is there anything that attracts you to that?
I just like playing goth characters. I think I've always have, and I like when I heard about like the Reborn thingy, I knew I wanted to play it for my next character.
So the Eladrin is in Modern Canaan's.
Is it? I had a really hard time finding where it was.
Monsters of the Multiverse, of the new things. I think it's either in Volo's or Modern Canaan's, the original Modern Canaan's Tomb of Foes, in one of those. And then Reborn are in Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. So we'll be looking at those source books to see how we put these together. All right. And class?
Warlock, because I like them.
Yeah.
Cool. And a different approach to magic, right? So you've just played a magic user who's kind of like, all right, so he gets his power from his own learning, his own study, his own intellect, whereas drawing your magic from a kind of a third-party source, that'll be an interesting thing to explore.
And they also can use weapons. My old character, Eloin, definitely could not. So.
Alright, cool. Okay, so we've got Eladrin Fighter, Reborn Warlock as our starting point. It's time to roll. We can't put it off.
I'm so scared.
So we're gonna. Oh, by the way, let's just talk briefly about setting.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna set this campaign in the same continent of Aeon. Now, there was options of like, oh, well, we could explore, we could go further afield, explore other continents, but like it's taken nearly 4 years to develop one continent, right? And so it's like, well, let's. It seems dark to go to somewhere that we haven't mapped, we haven't got it developed, and of course, at the end of campaign 1, here I'll chuck that out on the desk. At the end of campaign 1, we now have this new continent that has been shaped irrevocably by the actions of campaign 1.
Yeah.
So there is so much now that is different, that is exciting to explore. So we're going to be setting it here on the continent of Aeon. This is a continent that has only just come out of the Dark Ages. And there are new settlers on this continent that have been here for only a few hundred years. Humans are new arrivals to Aeon. This is a continent that for thousands of years has been governed by old species of elves and dwarves that go back thousands of years. It is a continent little explored, relatively speaking. And that whilst have been human settlers here for getting on for nearly 1800 years, I would still say that there's probably in total less than 200,000-300,000 humans on the entire continent of Aeon. It is a largely unexplored continent with vast areas of wildness that harken back to an old time. But life here on Aeon has existed here for a long time. I imagine that this kind of island continent, much like Australia in our world, is a vastly unexplored continent that is uninhabitable, right? Likewise with Aeon, there are vast areas that adventurers have yet to explore, yet to go to. And yet there are these pockets of civilization. There is secrets of ancient technologies here on Aeon. There are races of creatures that have developed marvellous machines and magics that have yet to be found, that have been lost to time. And so humans kind of cling to the edges, the human settlements cling to the edges of Aeon, especially on the western coast with Avalonia, probably the oldest settlements of humans here. The Vidal dynasty creeps up into Aeon, and the Free Republic of Kurth down in the southeast, with Vestland and Ostland still relatively barbaric in terms of their development and their tribal nature. So outside of that, the rest of the continent is sort of free reign for marvellous magical races, creatures, places for exploration. Here's my question. What certificate do you want this campaign to be? Campaign 1 was undoubtedly PG. Mm-hmm. Now we could wind it back, go a little bit even more young people friendly and go you, or we could wind it forward and go more like 12.
12.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't really want to wind it back. Because I a lot of the time had to hold back swearing in the, in the last campaign.
So we want to be able to drop F-bombs and things like that. So we thinking, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, 12. Like,
I think 12 is pretty
F-bomb.
There's one F-bomb permitted per game. Yeah.
But yeah, I think 12 was good.
All right, so that means maybe also integrating a little bit more grittiness and darkness into it.
Like the other one didn't have that.
Yeah, maybe some scarier moments, some more shocking moments.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
So 12. So we're going to ramp up we're going to make it slightly more mature from campaign 1, but not up into 15, 18 or anything like that. Great. All right, good stuff. Nice. So this is our setting. Continent of Aeon.
This is the best place there.
What we'll do is we'll come back to this map in a minute and start to think where can we find somewhere for our sort of story to begin. There are wild forested regions to the south of the continent, barren wild lands in the middle of the continent and off to the east, an area here that is ruled by orcs and trolls and ogres, the spatterings, as I said, of human settlements around the edges, and of course the Overfey. The Overfey, which is in the northeast, an area where the boundaries between the prime material and the Feywild are at their weakest, such that there is a vast wildland of magical, almost Fey realm tundra and forest and mountainous regions that most people try to stay clear of, but could be a fun place for us. So we can come back and we'll explore this in a sec. That's where the campaign's going to be set. Aeon, for people who are trying to imagine, Aeon is roughly the size of Europe. So as continents go, there's a lot of varying geography to explore, from frigid frozen wastes far to the north that would kill any normal person within minutes, if not at best hours. And then there are some pretty arid subtropical subtropical areas far to the south as we get into the Vidal dynasty. So lots of places for us to explore. Let's roll some dice. So I find this to be one of the best things.
I'm scared.
So what we're going to do, it's real simple. We did this for campaign 1. We're going to do it again for campaign 2. It's 4d6. Take away the lowest dice. You're going to do that 6 times, and those are your stats. Then we'll start to talk about how we're going to handle modifiers to that. Whether we're going to have racial modifiers, background modifiers, etc. Now, obviously, we're doing this at a time when Dungeons & Dragons as a company are about to, in the next 2 years, integrate the new 1 D&D rule set. So it's like, how much are we open to versus not? Because we've got some homebrew stuff going on as well. If you roll your stats and you don't have any that are 15 or higher, you roll a whole lot again.
Okay.
So we're looking, we're just going to go for this.
Okay. You'll go first.
I think what we'll do is we'll go backwards and forwards.
Okay.
Alright, so.
Wait, are we taking them in? We can assign them, yeah.
You can then assign them to your stat.
We're not doing this straight.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Finley. Go ahead and roll your first 4d6. Let's put this close to the camera so everyone can see this historic moment.
Historic. First 4 dice rolls
Of the campaign!
Hey!
Okay.
Alright, go for it.
Here I go.
First one is a... Nice! It's a 7!
Yeah!
Good first
7!
Amazing.
7! Yeah. Wah, wah.
We lost some good low rolls, come on.
Best to get them out of the way. Right, go for it.
Okay.
Get in the way.
Nice, alright, you got a 9 there.
Oh my god!
We're seeing some good tactics straight away. All 4 hitting the pad at the same time rather than like 2 and then 2. You can pick, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Alright, let's have the next one. Nice.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, 13.
13. That's a solid no.
12.
Oh, these are okay.
It's not looking good.
No, it's fine. It's
Well,
fine.
especially as you've ended the last campaign
Yeah.
with 30 levels, 30 hit dice.
And like 22
I've got to
stats.
prepare you. You're going right back, so
Oh,
be
yeah,
prepared.
okay.
22 intelligence.
Yeah.
20 wisdom.
You ended with 24, don't forget.
I think I
24.
ended with 23 or something in charisma.
So that's something interesting, right? Is actually the mental preparation
Yeah.
for playing like a could die at any moment.
-8 on all rolls.
Yeah. Alright, go for it.
All at once. I shouldn't have done that.
That's an 8.
Is there, if you don't, you can
Please don't
re-roll
get
it.
15. This is what I was joking about before.
Okay, go ahead.
5 threes and then 1 15.
Alright, 13.
Just leave the campaign.
Oh!
Well, so far these are great peasants.
I don't think these are even.
Let's have it. Alright, now we get
That's the first. That's the
16. Right, so these rolls you're stuck with now.
Yeah!
16.
It's okay, you can always.
It's alright. There's only 4. We got 2 left. Great.
I don't think I.
That's 6. I've
You're
never
deaf.
seen
No! Please, if I get a 16 for my last roll, I'm going to cry.
Nice
I will
campaign.
literally hate.
Just like accidentally make your character die on the first. Accidentally jump off a cliff.
Maybe we should just
Alright.
now go Bob and
Right.
make this character someone I can just kill.
This is-
Lily's got 2 more rolls. Let's have it. All right, not bad.
Okay,
16, another 16.
That is really good.
Sweet. Okay, great.
That equals the bad stats though. I'm actually doing quite well.
Unless your last one's a 3.
Okay.
Okay, 7. This is looking like a re-roll.
And then you get a 15 on the last one.
If I will cry.
All right. Last,
No way.
last stat. Let's
That's gotta
have
be
it.
illegal. Okay, that is gotta be illegal right there.
Oh, that's a 10.
10.
Okay.
That is some good
Please
stats.
don't be high. Okay, I'm gonna have to re-roll, right? Yeah.
To re-roll.
Those
all right.
are shit. Dang. Okay.
The dice pad is nervous.
So am
It's
I.
like, pressure.
Okay.
Okay.
Dang, that's not a good sign. Okay.
My stats were great. I
Okay.
mean, if you get a 7.
Okay.
All right, that's a good start. 17. Nice. All right.
Let's get this on a roll.
There we go.
I'm
14.
leaving you to
Roll with more confidence.
That's a 9.
That's not. Oh yeah, I forgot you.
These you're now stuck with. These
Yeah.
stats. Okay, so that's a 13.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Can you add them all up though? I just want to see a total. See 11. And final roll. Oh, nice. 15. All right.
Oh, I think you got better stats than me.
Because I got to real
I
though.
was so happy.
Using your calculator.
Add them all up. Let's just see the difference between.
Okay.
70.
79.
I've got 9 more points.
Damn. That's bad.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just doing this as DM because this seems fair. That's quite a big difference, the 9 from 70. So roll your 7 again. Roll your first stat again.
Okay.
And basically, whatever you roll, you get to choose one or the other. You get 1 more bonus roll, all right?
No.
That's 7 again. Literally 7. Well, because you rolled it again, you rolled 7 again. Just roll it. Let's get a different roll.
Please.
Go. All right.
There you go.
Okay.
Right, so that's great. That's 17.
Okay, that's unfair.
Wait, now you got more than me.
You got 1 more point, so that evens it out. So
Okay.
80 and 79. So that's good.
That's.
Great.
Hey,
So you got some pretty.
I've still got an 8 and a 10, so like.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Everyone got a kind of a. You've got a 9 and 11 there.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So let's crack out the player's handbook
Yay!
and start to look at.
Oh yeah, backgrounds and.
Well, we'll do background.
yeah.
We won't do backgrounds yet. Backgrounds will be.
No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
they still add to stats, don't they? Or like, no, they like.
Well,
Oh,
in the new
yeah.
rules they do. The new rules
Yeah.
they do.
I forgot we
yeah.
have other stuff.
But we're going to do right. So this is quite an important one, and this is one that for a lot of people will be kind of controversial because a lot of the new 1D&D rules have sort of done away with any racial stat benefits. Right now, I'm going to just bore everybody that watches this with a quick thing that I heard. That is, I was watching stupid memes on Instagram,
Yeah.
but I heard during one of them it was like cats have twice the reflexes of a human, twice the speed of reflexes as a human. And I thought, well, that's interesting because that's a different species,
Yeah.
and it is within it. It just has faster reflexes, which means the fastest cats have more reflexes than every human. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure there are some cats that aren't quite as reflexive, right?
Florence.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the fastest cat, there's no human that has the reflexes of the most reflexive cat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, even though it doesn't mean all cats are more reflexive than all humans,
Yeah.
it does mean that the very, the elite cats, they do, right? They do. I like that for D&D races because what I don't see D&D races as are aspects of humans, which I think sometimes that's the case. It's like, well, dwarves represent, the old tropes of like a dwarf represents the kind of hardy, sturdy, and it's sort of, I think that's when we get these stereotypes come in, Whereas I've always tried to treat them like and gnomes in the campaign 1 really gave me a place to explore that the most, right? It's like, these aren't humans with a twist. They are different species completely, right? And anywhere where you might get some inbreeding between different races, that's something that is certainly in this campaign setting rare and unusual and sometimes even magical, right? So it's not something that is just, you see all over the place. So to that end, I would like to have racial stat modifiers.
I agree. But mostly because that's what we've always done, and I'm kind of more comfortable with that. And I also agree with what you.
I like the idea that, for example, elves have always had a racial stat modifier for dexterity, and for the same reasons as I said with cats, right? It's like, of course, there are humans that have higher dexterity than a whole bunch of elves, but the most dexterous elves are more dexterous than even the most dexterous humans. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I that's sort of statistical analysis. It's like that bell curve. It's just the way it is. I like the idea that the most highly constituted dwarves, a human can't compete with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So are everyone happy to go with that?
Yep.
Cool. Now we face ourselves with a slight challenge with the Reborn, because of course you're a Reborn of what?
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Did you imagine a human?
Yeah, I did imagine a human.
Alright, cool. Alright, good. So if you're going to be human, then you get to we'll go with the new 2 on 1 and 1 on another stat, and you can pick whatever they are.
Do Reborns have a specific stat increase?
Let's look at Reborn.
Let's look at
Let us know your thoughts, by the way, in the chat if you're watching this. What do you reckon because you may be like I did. Completely, that's not what you would do in your campaign. We'd love to know your thoughts about this. Again, session 0 is a chance to chat this out rather than it become like a conflict later on in the game. That's why session 0 is so important, so that you can actually talk these things through, right? And get decided on stuff. Okay, so Reborn.
Ribbon.
So I'm going to read this out. It says, death isn't always the end. The Reborn exemplify this, being individuals who have died yet somehow still live. Some Reborn exhibit the scars of fatal ends, their ashen flesh or bloodless veins making it clear that they've been touched by death. Other Reborn are marvels of magic or science, being stitched together from, like Frankenstein, from disparate beings. Or bearing mysterious minds in manufactured bodies. Whatever their origins, Reborn know a new life and seek experiences and answers all their own. Faded memories. Reborn suffer from some manner of discontinuity, an interruption of their lives or physical state that their minds are ill-equipped to deal with. Their memories of events before this interruption are often vague or absent. Occasionally, the most unexpected experiences might cause sensations or visions of the past to come rushing back. Rather than sleeping, Reborn regularly sit and dwell on the past, hoping for some revelation of what came before. Meanwhile, heavy gothic rock plays in the background. Most of the time, these are dark, silent stretches. Occasionally, though, in a moment of peace, stress, or excitement, a Reborn gains a glimpse of what came before. When you desire to have such a dream life, roll on the Lost Memories table to inspire its details. Okay, great. So, the Reborn Origins, it gives you the option to roll for it. I'm just going to read through what the options are. You may already have one in mind, or something different. It says you were magically resurrected, but something went wrong. 2, stitches bind your body's mismatched pieces, and your memories come from multiple different lives. 3, after clawing free from your grave, you realise you have no memories except for a single name. 4, you were a necromancer's undead servant for years. One day, your consciousness returned. 5, you awoke in an abandoned laboratory alongside complex designs for clockwork or organs. 6, You were released after being petrified for generations. Your memories have faded, though, and your body isn't what it once was. Your body hosts a possessing spirit that shares its memories and replaces your missing appendages with phantasmal limbs. And then finally, in public, you pass as an unremarkable individual, but you can feel the itchy straw stuffing inside you.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Do you already have an idea of your reborn origin?
Yeah, number 3.
Number 3. After clawing free from your grave, you realised you have no memories, except for a single name. Alright, cool. So, reborn. You are humanoid. You can be medium or small. Any choice there?
A medium.
Medium? Okay, great. Your walking speed is 30.
Put that.
You have advantage on saving throws against disease and being poisoned. And you have resistance to poison damage. Straight from the outset, resistance to poison damage. So make a note of all of that on your character sheet. Where your death saves are on your character sheet, you might want to put advantage, because you get advantage on death saves. Being already in a deathless space. Pip Rolling's with us. He says, I really like the idea of about evening out the character's stats once you're finished. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Daniel's with How you doing, Daniel? You right? Your last session 0 was more than 3 years ago, right? How different is this one compared to the one that was with much younger?
I literally can't remember our last session 0.
Do you know what? I think our session 0 was literally me introducing you to the rules of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Daniel, from my view, it was completely different. And I've been relishing the chance to have this since, it was nearly 4 years ago. In fact, yeah, it was getting on 4 years ago in January we did it. So, Finn was 10 then. He's 14 now. Charlotte was 13. So we were playing with children I was introducing to Dungeons and Dragons for the very first time. It was very significant for me because I'd started playing Dungeons and Dragons when I was 10, and Finley, the minute he hit 10, Daniel, I was like, we are playing this.
Yeah.
And so, if I'm honest with you, I had a lot of fear as well going into the first session 0, because I was like, they might not like this game. And then what am I supposed to do with the rest of my life?
Literally, all I remember from last session 0 was me drawing Danae.
Yeah.
I didn't have a class, I didn't have anything. I literally just drew her. And then I was like, give me stuff that suits this drawing to you.
Yeah. I was like, well, she looks kind of like a fighter, but would you like her to have healing magic and stuff like that? And when we first played, I was introducing them to 2nd edition rules.
Yeah.
Because I stopped playing D&D at 2nd edition, so we actually rolled up their characters 2nd edition to begin with. Elwyn's first hit dice was a D4, for example. And then it was very quickly, like in game 2, or maybe even 3, that we switched them up to 5th edition rules.
I can remember before we played Elwyn and Danae, we did a quick introduction game to D&D where we played completely different characters.
Yeah.
But like for one game.
Yeah.
And it was quite a lot before, because we were still at the house with the pool.
Yeah.
So it was a while back, and I was like, they're too young.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it, okay, I'll shelve this. And it's like 6 months later, I was like, let's try again. So the session 0 wasn't
really a session.
It wasn't this. It
Yeah.
wasn't where you actually get to talk about it. Because a lot of DMs worry about how do I get my characters to care about the game and be involved in it and my lore, and I'm making this world. And it's like, this is where session 0 is so important. Because this is where we can pick something that they care about, a place they care about, and we can figure out backgrounds that they care about. You know, what do they want? We didn't do that with your first characters.
Right, yeah.
So we didn't talk about them, not really their motivations. It was like...
Yeah, and we didn't roll flaws or bonds or ideals or anything. I mean, some people just don't do that, but I remember we not even thinking about that. Yeah.
So you have to figure out your character's personality as you
Yeah.
went, which I still think can be a more natural way of doing it, but it can, because you also don't want, what would you call it? Or I would say, we're playing this game to feel into somebody and have adventures and like just live the wild adventures of somebody else, right? Through us. And but you don't want the personality of your character, I would say, to overshadow everything.
Yeah.
Because, well, maybe you do. I mean, some players do. Like, some players are like, no, this is my character trying to find myself, and I, as a human being, get to work out my stuff through this. And that's cool. Like,
I think, like, definitely, I don't know, at least my first character, it really was more of a self-insert rather than, like, a separate character. And I think sometimes a lot of characters are like that.
I think
First
a lot of people,
characters.
Nimblefoot's like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's good because you get to work out yourself through.
Yeah,
Right?
for real.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why we didn't do much of it. Well, that came through not doing much for Session Zero because it was kind of just like us.
Yeah.
And we didn't need that much like character, their personality building
Totally.
and stuff.
Good question. Thank you. So you have advantage on death saves, which is awesome.
What did you say before? I have resistant to poison damage and
Disease?
You have advantage on saving throws against disease and being poisoned. You do not need to eat, drink, or even breathe.
Yo!
And guess what else? You don't need to sleep either.
Dude, you're just like a rock.
So you can finish a long rest in 4 hours, so long as you spend those hours in an inactive, motionless state. So now this is important from a game mechanic point of view because a long rest, you can get up and move around if you're not a reborn, right? Like you can kind of do light.
Yeah.
What would you call it? Hang on a second.
Light
that's the
activity.
downside to the 4 hours. Same with, I think, elves or something like that.
Yeah. So the 4 hours, you got to be inactive and motionless. Knowledge from a past life. You temporarily remember glimpses of the past.
Oh,
Perhaps
so
faded memories from ages ago or a previous life.
No, it's you with memory issues.
When you make an ability check that uses a skill... Oh no, this is important. When you make an ability check that uses a skill, you can roll a d6 immediately after seeing the number on the d20 and add the number on the d6 to the check. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and then you regain it again after a long rest. So this is where you might remember I don't know, if you're trying to pick a lock, you might go, okay, I'm going to use knowledge from a past life. And it's like, shit, I know how to do this. Bam.
So it's kind of like
D6.
but
No, because you don't get to pick another thing. You get literally an inspiration dice to add to it. But it's not an inspiration dice, it's a memory dice.
Yeah.
It's like a past life dice. So you get a d6 past life dice equal to your proficiency bonus, which at level 1 will be +2.
I'm just a better bard now.
Oh.
I'll need to read over this and write it down.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. So
Amazing. Should I put my stats in their respective positions?
yeah, and talk us through that. So firstly, you get to add a +2 to one of your stats and a +1 to another one of your stats.
Wait, do backgrounds give it, or is that in the new 1D whatever?
Well, the human in the very first player's handbook, it was like add 1 to everything.
Oh yeah.
But I don't want to do that.
But when we make backgrounds,
Yeah.
do they give stats? I can't remember. No, stats.
We're going with 5e Legacy rather than the new 1D&D, okay? So your background won't give you a stat change.
Okay.
Your race will.
I just couldn't remember because we didn't do that for today.
Your race will, right? So we're going to use... let's get it. So Eladrin...
Oh, I can never find it in the book. I don't know what book it's in.
So +1 to one stat and +2 to another.
Yes.
Can I split the +2 over 2 stats?
No.
Not boring. Emojis.
Alright, Eladrin. Let's see where they are. Eladrin and the Feywild. Here we are. The Feywild exists separate from but parallel to the material plane. It's a realm of nature, run amok. And by the way, what I'm reading here is canon for our campaign as well. It's a realm of nature run amok. Most of its inhabitants are sylvan or fey creatures. In these respects, the Feywild has certain similarities. Okay, that's not canon. First time visitors might be excused for not being sure which of the two planes they're on for a time after arriving. The Feywild leans neither towards good nor evil. Both are equally prevalent and powerful there. All kinds of elves live in the Feywild, but one sub-race, the Eladrin, has adopted it as their home. Of all the elves, Eladrin are closest in form and ability to the first generation of elves, which I'm not sure is canon in our campaign, but I would say the elves of the Feywild are the most fairy of the elves.
Yeah. Oh, that's another reason why I did say that when I was saying why I liked the idea of the race, but I do like the idea of like the Feywild kind of.
And this would have an impact on your physicality as well.
Yeah.
An exaggeration of the pointy ears, of
totally.
And those kind of things. Okay, so in terms of, let's see if they've got the rules for Eladrin in here.
I don't think it's, I think it's in that one,
Okay. Monster.
Or it's in Tasha's.
Yeah. Asmar, Phobos, Goliath, Kenku, Lizard, Tabaxi, Triton, Orcs, Beholders, Goblins, it's Tasha's.
Yeah.
Tasha!
Can you also pass me the thing that has the Reborn in it? I'd like to.
Ravenloft thing.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
Ravenloft's right here. Quite near the beginning. Right near the beginning. Alright, so Tasha's. Come on, Tasha.
Not there.
Wow.
Should I have my proficiency and skills that came from being a Reborn?
Well, we'll talk them through, because I'm just doing this, so talk them out.
Okay, I think I'll choose intimidation and insight because I like the sound of it.
Alright.
I mean, dead things.
Intimidating. I'm very intimidating and I'm very insightful. That's me talking now.
So those are your reborn skills, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you gain those as just being a reborn.
Great. And then you'll want that for Warlock, so that you pick your starting stuff from Warlock. Tell you what, they don't make it easy to find this stuff.
I'm trying to remember because I did see it in a book that we had, like physically. It wasn't online or anything.
What are you looking
if
for?
you could help.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
What are you looking for?
Don't worry, I'll find it. I'll do,
Eladrin.
It's in Monsters and Multiverse.
Oh. Oh
Yeah, but
yeah.
I want the legacy version.
Okay.
There was a legacy version?
Yeah, the first one that came out. You talk us through what you're doing.
I'm just writing stuff down.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Search. Okay. Oh, why don't you start some class stuff?
Okay.
Assigning your stats and class stuff. Otherwise you're just sitting there. So,
Tenday.
Yeah.
get
You've
on
got to add
D&D
your
Beyond.
next character.
Okay, so there's spring, summer, autumn, winter, Eladrin,
Yeah.
legacy and non-legacy. Now we're going to be using the legacy because you get the racial stat modifiers.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, hang on.
spring, summer, autumn, winter.
So they don't change.
I think they change within
Okay. Autumn. I'm going for autumn.
autumn.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going on D&D Beyond and using Autumn Eladrin Legacy. Oh, hang on a minute, this isn't the class option. Bear with me. We want that option. Monsters, races, here we are.
Yeah.
Legacy. Alright. Eladrin are elves native to the Feywild, a realm of beauty, unpredictable emotion and boundless magic, and Eladrin is associated with one of the 4 seasons and has coloration reminiscent of that season. Autumn, winter, spring, summer, you want autumn, yeah?
Yep.
It's the season of peace and goodwill when summer's harvest is shared with all. Some Eladrin remain associated with a particular season for their entire lives, whereas other Eladrin transform, adopting characteristics of a new season. When finishing a long rest, any Eladrin can change their season.
Yeah, I think I have this written down.
An Eladrin might choose the season that is present in the world, or perhaps, excuse me, the season that most closely matches the Eladrin's current emotional state. For example, an Eladrin might shift to autumn if filled with contentment. Another Eladrin could change to winter if plunged into sorrow. Still another might be bursting with joy and become an Eladrin of spring, and fury might cause an Eladrin to change to summer. The following table offers personality suggestions for Eladrin of each season.
Oh yeah, I've got that.
You got that?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so your charisma score goes up by 1.
Nice. Oh, I haven't signed anything. Hang on, let me just.
And your dexterity will go up by 2.
Okay.
Let's go over some, just like we did with Reborn, before we get into Fighter,
Okay.
some of your things. So you get a +2 on Dex, you get a +1 on Charisma.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, you get Phase Step.
Yep.
You got that?
Yep.
You can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Once you use this trait, you can't do so again until you finish a short or a long rest.
Is it not a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus?
No.
Oh.
When you reach 3rd level, your Phase Step gains an additional effect based on your season.
Oh yeah.
If the effect requires a saving throw, the DC equals 8 plus your proficiency plus your charisma. Autumn. Immediately after you use your face step, up to 2 creatures of your choice that you can see within 10 feet of you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got all these written
Yep.
out already? Okay, great. So you got all that down. Great. Alright. Alright, where are you going to put your stats?
I know, that's what I'm thinking about. Have you done it?
No.
Okay. Alright. Let me look at fighter. Okay. Hang on. Okay.
What do warlocks? Let me look it up on my phone.
So they suggest strength or dexterity is highest. I'm gonna do dex. It depends what I.
As a fighter?
Yeah. Okay.
I've got, because of my stat improvements and my awesome rolls, my stats are actually really high now. I've got 2 18s, a 16 and a 13.
Great.
10 and an
I don't really know.
8. It's actually better than Elwyn's stats when I rolled him.
Starting stats.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you going to put them?
Like, I'm gonna put 18 charisma, 18 wisdom.
Great, whack those down then.
And I'm gonna do what? Let me see what weapon.
I don't know what you need like for if I was to do gunslinger. I don't know if dexterity or strength would be best to be higher.
With a gun, dexterity.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a strength-based
Yeah.
weapon. Is it?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll put the 8 in strength. Oh, another weak character.
Alright, okay.
No, another week.
I have to. It's min-maxing. I have to do it. Then I guess 16 dexterity.
So
Because it is the most important stat, unfortunately.
what's the most important?
Dexterity, it does armor class and most attacks.
Okay, so I'm 17. I'm putting 17 in dexterity, but I get +2, so that's 19 dexterity.
Nice.
13 intelligence and 10 constitution.
Nice. That's a nice reflection of your undead,
Yeah.
withered body.
Not
So we've got 8 strength, 16 dex, 10 con, 13 intelligence.
18 wisdom and 18 charisma.
Nice.
Dude.
This is what you would call min-maxing, which is I accidentally do it every single time. I use quote the quotes wrong. Accidentally do it every single time with your character.
Okay.
Let me look at my classes.
I think that's +3, 16.
Oh, let's not get this wrong.
Okay. Alright. It's pretty good.
Okay, so you're going to be using Gunslinger as your
Yeah. It's at 3rd level though, isn't it?
yeah, 3rd level.
Archetype.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So you might want to think about how you fight now.
Yeah. Well, if I've already got Dex, is Dex for like archery? I don't know.
Great for archery.
So I think that's a good.
Crossbows?
Yeah,
Crossbow?
might like evolve to gun later on, like from crossbow. Yeah.
Well, I like to think about like what's the like how did you like guns are definitely not common
Yeah.
on Aeon, so perhaps you have one but it's broken,
Yeah.
and we can start to think about how you would even
Yeah.
have this thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So talk us through your stats.
Okay. My strength is 15. My dexterity is 19. Constitution 13. Intelligence 14. Wisdom 11. And charisma 10.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. How does her low wisdom, low charisma show up?
Low charisma. She's kind of I think she's very steadfast sometimes, but she does want to do what's best for people. So maybe that's like, even if it goes against anything that they want. I don't know.
Okay, something to think about.
Yeah.
Again, welcome. I know we've got a couple of other people come on. Hi, welcome to this, our session 0. We wanted to show you this. It might watch as quite a boring stream, but this is everything that happens before you play Dungeons and Dragons, which you can't see a lot of happening live on YouTube. And we often see these big names in D&D streaming, and it can be quite intimidating. Well, it's because of what happens here in session 0 that hopefully sets the frame, sets the kind of the canvas for a really good first session of D&D. So we're rolling up characters. So far, for those that have joined us, we've got Charlotte is playing an Eladrin Fighter. Finley is playing a Reborn Warlock. And yeah, we've talked a little bit about some of the homebrew rules that we're doing. Obviously, this is an interesting time to be playing D&D and starting a new campaign, because Wizards of the Coast are in the process of rolling out one D&D and new rules. So
I'm changing my charisma.
we're not going with stat modifiers based on background. We're going with stat modifiers based on race, which will probably become super controversial, but we're all agreed on that. And that's the important thing about session 0, that you're all agreed on how we go forward. All right, so you're going full. What are you doing?
I swapped my constitution and charisma.
Okay.
Yeah.
15, 19, 10.
Yep.
So you're both a couple of unhealthy,
Yeah.
I've got 10 constitution.
less constituted.
Should I choose my background?
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll firstly we'll talk, because we can pick it from the book. We can start to think about, number one, the biggest challenge for me as a DM is, how do your characters meet and how do they get to know each other? In campaign 1, that was real easy. You kind of met in a pub and went, do you want to come along? I'm doing this.
Met in a pub.
Yeah, you meet in a tavern, right? But these are two quite different characters in terms of your origins so far. So we have to start to think about how on earth do you meet in session 1, or are you already in the process of having, what are the circumstances? Because that's what I've got to dream up between now and session 1 in November. So do you already have a background in mind?
Yes.
Tell us about
Haunted one.
Haunted one?
Yeah.
Is that a written one?
Yeah, that's.
I just mean your
I think it's. If I'm not mistaken, it might be made by. I don't know. But it's. I don't know what book it's in. Can't remember, but I know it's.
Have you got access to it there? You can talk us through it.
Yeah, it's. Let me. Prior to becoming an adventurer, your path in life was defined by one dark moment, one fateful decision, or one tragedy. Now you feel a darkness threatening to consume you, and you fear there may be no hope of escape. And then you can choose like something that haunts you. But
I can see it here. Yeah, right. Okay. You are haunted by something so terrible that you dare not speak of it. You've tried to bury it, run away from it, no avail. Whatever the thing is that haunts you can't be slain with a sword or banished with a spell. might come to you as a shadow on the wall, a blood-curdling nightmare, a memory that refuses to die, or a demonic whisper in the dark. The burden has taken its toll, isolating you from most people and making you question your sanity. You must find a way to overcome it before it destroys you. Alright, so that you want that to be your... Man, this is a dark character.
Yeah, dang!
Alright. But so, immediately, one of the things we have to consider here, the difference in shade and light between such a dark character and such a potentially fey origined character. It's like, I'm going to need your help here. Because we've got to, by the end of session 0, agree on some kind of at least threads that might bring you two together.
Yeah.
Alright. Choose from 2 of these then, Finley. Arcana, investigation, religion, or survival.
2. Let me.
Oh, I forgot.
Investigation, because it's my favourite, and religion.
Okay, investigation and religion. Those are 2 proficiencies. And then languages, choose 2, one of which must be Abyssal, Celestial, Deep Speech, Draconic, Infernal, Primordial, Sylvan, or Undercommon.
Do we just get our languages from background?
Yes.
Okay.
So you've got Common.
Abyssal.
Abyssal. Okay, Common and Abyssal.
Was my starting equipment? Is that
I'm not going to give you any because of you coming out of a grave, except for because you want to fight with a rapier, don't you?
Yes, I do.
So I'm going to allow you to have a rapier.
Okay.
And
So is he freshly out of the grave?
I didn't know I was.
I think we're going to have you relatively freshly out of the grave.
Okay.
Because you're level 1 for starters.
Do I have any armor?
And no, you come out of the grave. We'll let's work that out. But you're definitely going to start with your rapier and a horror trinket. So some trinket of special significance.
Horror.
The mask.
Excuse me?
A mask.
Okay,
You
great.
say it like that, Moss.
And you have 1 silver piece that when you woke was in your mouth.
Oh. Oh, yeah. That's cool.
How's about that?
Wait, how do you have 3 skills?
Because I have 4 actually. Because I'm better.
No, hang on, we haven't got to that because he's got racial background, which for him is Reborn,
Oh, okay.
and his background.
Oh, okay.
So now you've got 2, so here we go. Eladrin. Okay. Let's see where this was originally.
the sticker.
No, I hate it. I'm joking.
Okay, you can't be put to sleep with
Yeah,
spells.
like an elf.
What other things? Because you've already written a bunch down, so why don't you share that with us?
Or do the trance thing.
What's that?
So instead of sleeping, I go into a trance.
Trance out for 4
Yeah.
hours.
Fey ancestry have advantage in saving throws to make avoid or end the charmed condition on yourself.
Yeah. Can't be put to sleep.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, and then there's just the face step stuff. I got dark vision. The normal average stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty
Okay.
much it.
Great. So, background. Do you have one in mind?
No.
Well, start with your player's handbook, backgrounds, see
Yeah.
how they go. And then there's a whole bunch of other backgrounds.
Okay.
Okay. So there's some good backgrounds in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which I'm just gonna read out. Hang on a minute.
So,
Yes. Go on for
I'm
me.
not gonna
do I
pick
get
one
any
of
of
them.
the starting racial stuff?
Yeah, that's your +2 and +1.
No, I mean like class stuff. I meant, I didn't gear.
Well, it said on there you can have an adventurous pack, or with a crowbar and stuff like that. Because you've literally just recently been reborn and come out of a grave, I think it's more appropriate that in terms of gear, you have very little.
Okay. Cool.
How long have you been dead, do you think?
I don't know, like probably over like maybe 100 or 200 years.
Alright, so you won't have been dead for a while.
Yeah. So maybe that means that any of my equipment probably decayed already.
Yeah, or whatever circumstances led you to be buried.
Yeah.
Like your stuff wasn't buried with you, apart from perhaps your sword, a coin was put in your mouth, and the mark, and some maybe the clothes you were wearing. And whatever rebirthed you, it's not like you're half skeletal like a zombie, like something of some magical origin has sort of semi-restored you, almost like a resurrection gone wrong.
Yeah. Well, my isn't there like a defining trait that each reborn have? Like, let me read
Yeah,
it.
have a look. Backgrounds, page 9.
Yeah, I can't pick one from the player's handbook.
You don't like any of them in there?
I don't think so.
Alright, cool. Well, you've got Feylost. You grew up in the Feywild after
Hey.
disappearing from your home plane as a child. Perhaps you were spirited away by kindly Fey who thought you were destined for great things. You could be the reverse of Feylost, so you've been lost to the prime material.
Maybe.
Perhaps you stumbled through a Fey crossing by chance during a twilight stroll in the woods. Well, you are Fey, so that probably won't be right. When you finally return to your home plane, you do not come back unchanged. You are haunted by the fact that the Feywild is only a hair's breadth away. Fey Mark, you were transformed in some small way by your stay in the Feywild. Gain a Fey Mark determined by rolling on the Fey Mark table.
I'm kind of
Okay.
Fey though, so.
Yeah. Feywild Visitor. Whenever you're sound asleep or in a deep trance during a long rest, a spirit of the Feywild might pay you a visit if the DM wishes it. Determine the spirit's form by rolling on the Feywild visitor table. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I see. A witch-like hand. You crept into the witch-like carnival or a carnival as a child and never looked back, earning a place amongst those who work behind the scenes to keep the carnival in business. As a hand, you work hard and party hard. The carnival has borne you to many fantastic worlds, circling back around to your home world once every 8 years. No? Carnival companion. Over the years you've... Oh, no, sorry.
I don't want to be from a carnival.
Alright. That's it, they've just got those two.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's see what other backgrounds there are. There are... Let's go with... Can I have Ravenloft?
Yes, you
backgrounds
can.
in here as well. Oh, there's dark gifts as well. Backgrounds, general background feature. Oh, okay, 31. Might be one here that you like. Are you ready?
Yep.
Inheritor. An ancestor or mentor's deeds earn them a place in legend. Now it's your turn. You are the clear inheritor of a famed legacy. You've inherited a token from your predecessor, something that marks you as the inheritor, such as a signet ring, signature piece of clothing, or notable weapon.
Oh, yeah.
I love how you won't wear that. What? Oh, yeah! Additionally, anytime you reveal your legacy, you swiftly learn the local opinion of your predecessor. If locals have never heard of your predecessor, nothing changes. If they have, rumours of your connection spread swiftly, and many locals consider you either a hero or a threat. Okay, so there's Inheritor. There is Mist Wanderer. The mists whisper to you and guide you through their mysterious... Yeah, okay. The mists whisper to you and guide you through their mysterious eddies. You immediately know if an object you're touching is a mist talisman. Oh, this is a Ravenloft one. Spirit Medium. After a fateful experience, you believe you're aligned with spirits and can serve as a conduit for their insights and goals. You have advantage on any arcane or religion check you make to remember or research information about spirits in the afterlife. Good. Trauma survivor. You survived.
No.
Whatever it was, you made it through. No?
Wow.
Traveller. You come from somewhere else, a place others couldn't begin to understand. Perhaps your home is a unique corner of the land of the mists or another world entirely. In any case, you and other travellers have shared experiences. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among sympathetic trading caravans. Okay. Oh, I see. Hang on a second. Oh, I see. Those aren't... Sorry, those weren't backgrounds. Backgrounds.
Oh.
Haunted one, which he's just picked. Investigator. You relentlessly seek the truth. Perhaps you're motivated by belief in the law and a sense of universal justice. Maybe that the very law has failed you and you seek to make things right. You could have witnessed something remarkable or terrible and now you must know more about this hidden truth. Or maybe you're a detective for hire, uncovering secrets for well-paying clients. Whether the mysteries you're embroiled in are local crimes or realm-spanning conspiracies, you're driven by a personal need to hunt down even the most elusive clues and reveal what others would keep hidden in the shadows. That's it. Those are the two
Okay.
backgrounds.
Wait, what was the other one?
Haunted one.
Oh, okay.
But you still, with either of those, you could the gun could be an inherited thing. Do you want to roll for horror trinkets that you have?
No.
Could be quite fun. You keep everything you've got, but do you want to have another thing? Just to
No, but I know what my
I know, but it's quite nice. This is where we chat things over. So you've got your sword, you've got your mask, you've got a silver piece. We can just roll for something else that could come to significance later.
Okay.
Just for fun. It's up to you. Okay, roll D100.
13.
Okay. A spyglass that always shows the world suffering a terrible storm. When you look through it,
Wow.
there's a storm.
That's cool, but like I don't think it's very fitting with what I had in mind.
Okay, what did you have in mind?
I don't really know. That's why.
What?
Okay.
I mean, I don't really know what background.
Yeah.
But remember, you don't want to have it all mapped out, otherwise what's the point in...
Yeah.
Like, we've got nothing to explore in the adventuring then.
Well, I don't know what background to choose.
Well, what do you think?
I'm
Can
not
I
sure.
see the list of horror trinkets?
Oh, yes.
Maybe I could just choose one instead.
This game is a game with dice, that's quite fun.
Okay.
Otherwise we don't roll. There they are, there's the list.
Thanks.
It's massive.
Oh my god.
Hi. Free is watching as well. How are you doing, Free?
Yellow.
Alright, let's see what other backgrounds there are available.
How about noble? I'm kidding.
Oh no.
That's a joke.
Acolytes, shrines and temples can be found at...
No, she's not religious.
Alright,
I'm
cool.
just looking through. Yeah.
Charlatan, whether you're a grifter or a spy, there's plenty of opportunities.
No.
Criminal,
No.
entertainer,
No.
folk hero,
Probably not. I don't know what that is.
guild artisan.
What's that?
There's always work for a talented individual. Masons work on the towers, smiths hammer away in the cogs, bakers and blah 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 blah. Largest get
No. You just go right past noble.
Every single character.
Literally one. I really don't know what to pick. Maybe. Okay, so because like for my ideas for where she's from and stuff, maybe Outlander.
Talk me through it.
Because I don't know what you think, but I want to have them to be like from a tribe of like Eladrin and elves like that, or Feywildy creatures. Maybe near where the
Why are you? But okay, so if that's true,
yeah,
why are you no longer with them?
because of my wife.
Okay, so we're going to do some spoilers now. So if you don't want to hear, if you do not want to hear spoilers for character backgrounds, turn your volume off now.
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 Yeah, because she.
So what do you think's happened? And how much wiggle room have you got?
I'm great. I need your help to like kind of.
Okay, good. Well, let's
talk
do
about this
that.
stuff.
So what's happened?
Something's happened to her wife. I don't know if it's a curse or she's sick or something,
Yeah.
but it's like pretty serious.
Are you young, old? Are you coming to adventuring?
I'm like 20s, mid-20s, but I don't know what that is in Eladrin. Or
It'll be
like.
the same.
No, they are older, aren't they not?
No, but if you're 20, then you're 20.
Okay, she's older then. She's like, I don't know when elves do most of their adventuring.
In the first 100 years.
Okay. She's like, yeah, she'll be like 28.
Okay.
Or like, yeah, mid-20s. 25.
Got it.
Yeah.
How long has she been married?
Look, 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the deal? What were they doing as a married couple? What was the deal?
I don't know, defending their village or tribe or whatever. Her wife's like a healer or something, so like the village healer. And then she's sick, and she can't do anything about it, or cursed or something.
And then what are you doing?
I need to find a way to cure her.
Find a way to cure her.
Yeah.
Why can't she figure that out for herself?
'Cause
She's a healer.
She can't. I don't know what it is, but it's beyond her ability. She like stays up all the time trying to figure out a way to.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure it out with you, right?
Yeah.
So let's sort of take it apart first and put it back together.
Mhm.
I'm wondering on the strength of, if you're part of a tribe,
Yeah.
why wouldn't all the tribe pull together, get healers together, like a big tribe of elders should be able to sort it out, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't answer why have you gone off on your own.
Okay.
I'm wondering whether,
Could be a smaller group then.
but I'm wondering whether if your wife is somehow, there's something wrong with her,
Yeah.
but you've been separated from her
Yeah.
somehow.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
And so you're trying to get back to her.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I want to get back to her, but I also want to find a way to cure her.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, but like perhaps like the whole community have been trying to do that because she's maybe the healer and it's like she's messed up with something. What if you've become separated from your entire people?
Okay.
So of course you want to get back to your wife
Yeah.
because you want to help her.
Yeah.
That's what your day to day was about anyway. Was like looking after her, trying to learn,
Yeah.
trying to get the village elders onto stuff. You know, maybe something that can be more fleshed out later.
Yeah.
But like you've been separated,
Okay.
so you are lost.
Yeah.
What about that?
Okay.
So you're a lost one.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah.
Well, why don't we call that? Why don't we have that as a background?
Okay. Lost.
That you've become lost in the prime material plane.
Also, like they're in the Feywild, and like I've somehow like just kind of shifted.
We don't know how, right? Like we can build that.
Yeah.
But what if like you're not prime material is not your plane?
Yeah. That's kind of like the other backgrounds where it's like the reverse of humans. The human got lost in the Feywild.
Yeah.
I'm like the other way
So
around.
yeah. So we could actually kind of reverse that and say that that's the thing, right? So you're
Lost guy.
so you are prime lost.
Oh no.
Well, just call yourself lost. You're
Yeah.
just a lost, right? So you grew up up in the Feywild,
Yeah.
but you've disappeared from your home plane.
Mhm.
Perhaps you stumbled through a Fey crossing. Okay, so your proficiencies:
Oh yeah.
deception and survival.
Okay.
Tool proficiencies:
Yeah.
one type of musical instrument.
Okay, a flute. No. Yeah, flute. No.
Loot.
A flute? No, I don't want to carry a lute around. Oh, it doesn't mean I do, but yeah, no. A flute. I think that's quite like the. Yeah, I'll just do flute.
Okay, so you can also you speak Sylvan, Common,
Yeah.
and one of your choice of Elvish, Gnomish, or Goblin.
Elvish.
Okay.
Wait, goblin. I don't want to speak goblin.
Okay, so you've got a set traveller's clothes.
Okay.
3 trinkets that you'll roll.
Ooh.
You got 8 gold pieces and a musical instrument.
I get a musical instrument. I have a flute then.
Yeah. And a hand crossbow.
Yeah.
You got your hand crossbow.
Oh, one or then what? Okay, yeah. Flute.
Trinkets. Feywild trinket table.
That's
Here we are. Feywild trinket table.
Yay! I want.
Did you pick your trinket?
Trinket.
Don't worry about it must link to something. Sometimes it's just fun to roll and we go, shit, I don't know.
Can I just re-roll on the
You can re-roll, but you have to choose either the one I rolled or the one that you're about to roll, okay?
Lost the page.
It's quite a big ass, you know. Alright, Charlotte, you're going to roll 3 times for Feywild Trinket.
Okay!
Go for it.
What? Wait, what? What am I rolling?
100.
Oh.
Percent
22.
22. You have a gossamer shawl that glows faintly in the moonlight.
Ooh.
What do you roll, Finley?
Wait.
Read it out nice and loud so everyone can hear.
What's Gosma look like?
What do you roll, Finley?
A finger that's taken root in a small pot.
Wait, that's so Elden Ring!
Oh.
Oh!
A
Wait,
finger in a little pot.
I love that! That's so
I wake up with a finger in a
Whose
pot.
finger? You must find them.
Maybe it's my finger.
Ew!
Oh, I know that my what's it called? Reborn mark is my left arm is like mummified.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, write down that finger in a pot and just we'll leave it open what it is.
Oh,
So you've got a gospel shawl.
Wait, why should it be like have moss on it and have like mushrooms on it?
Okay. Well, it glows faintly in the moonlight.
Okay.
So just write them down first
Yeah.
before you go off on one about them. Right, you've got 3 of these. So roll a second
Okay.
one and a third one.
I don't know what that is.
What is that?
0, 0.
Oh wow! So
100.
that is 100.
Yeah, okay.
You've got a music box
Aww.
that plays a sprightly tune you remember from your childhood.
Sprightly. Oh, that would be good for morale. Yep.
And once more.
Okay. 30. What?
That's ridiculous.
What is it? What is it? Tell me.
You have a pixie plushie that sings when you squeeze it.
No, I don't. Please, can I
Roll
not
again.
have
That's ridiculous.
She would not
That's
have.
ridiculous. Go on.
18, I think.
Oh, cool. You got a rotten ogre's tooth with the
Ew.
elvish glyph for moon etched into
Oh,
it.
cool. Mm. It's rotten though. Ew.
Great. So, you've got your background, you've got your skills from that.
Yeah.
So, have you chosen your warrior skill, your fighter skill?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, I can't remember.
Your fighter proficiencies?
What did I? Yeah, I picked athletics and perception.
Cool. And what are the other 2 you got?
The other one from my background.
Yeah.
Deception and survival.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And what are your skills? You should have 4 of them, yeah?
Insight, intimidation, investigation, and religion.
Nice. Alright, cool.
Wait, the proficiency bonus is +2, right?
+2 proficiency
Yeah.
bonus. So note down your initiative bonus.
What's my armor class? What's the base armor class?
Base armor class 10.
+3.
+3.
Is
So you've
initiative just dexterity? Is that with?
got, yep, Dex.
Okay.
So,
I love how I've forgotten.
Oh, I'm armorless at the moment. How unfortunate.
Well, this is where we get to decide like where the story will start.
Yeah.
Can I start with my leather armor though?
Well, I think we have to go a bit broader first to think about where. Yeah, I'd say that I'll give you leather armor that you
As
were
I
buried in.
described it to you.
Black leather.
Yeah, and it's all tattered.
Yes. Okay, so you have tattered black leather. So leather armor gives you 12 armor class, I believe. Just look that up. It might either be +1 or +2 to AC.
Dang, my wisdom's not good.
11.
11.
Should we roll hit points?
You get maximum to the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah. I forgot
So
about
you get 10. And warlocks, I think, are D8
Yeah,
or D6?
8.
8. Great, so you've got 8.
that. Do you think we're gonna do these?
Hmm?
Are we gonna do these?
Bottoms and floors
yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to take them from the book or do you just want to decide what they are?
Well, I just want to roll to see what I get, but I don't know if I'll take them or not.
Go ahead.
I think they could be like loose. Kind
Alright,
of.
we'll see what you feel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the haunted one.
Oh, there's different. Yeah, there's. So I need the bonds and floors for my background.
I didn't think they were dictated by your background.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
They're not. You get skills, tools, language, equipment.
Look.
No, look, they're right
Look
here.
there.
But some like these are horror character bonds. These are like horror characters before all of these.
Oh, I see. Yes, sorry. So you have a prime mark.
Oh, what?
Well, a Fey mark.
Yeah.
You were transformed in some small way by your stay in the Fey world. So if
Optimus Prime.
you were transformed in some small way by your stay in the prime material. Roll d8.
Okay. 7.
Your hair is made of vines or brambles and grows back to normal length within 1 hour of being cut.
Do you have any hair?
Yeah, I have hair. And now it's brambles, I guess.
Or you could have flowers either bloom or wilt to your choice in your presence. You have a sweet scent like that of nectar or honey.
Aww.
The backgrounds don't dictate your bonds and flaws, do
They
they?
do. Do you want to look?
Yeah, okay. Hang on.
Can I just have the sweet smelling one? I really
The
don't
sweet
want
smell.
bramble hair.
Right, you smell sweet scent.
Like honey.
Yeah, you smell like honey.
Okay. Smells.
No, I smell
Smells.
terrible.
That's great. So if I smell really bad, I just smell like honey.
Roll d8.
Okay. 8. What?
You are visited invariably when I wish it by a unicorn.
Okay. I love the way you said that. Visited by unicorn.
These backgrounds
Do
don't
I have to be visited by a unicorn?
No.
Can it be? What can it
It
be?
could be a centaur, dryad, fairy, dragon, which is a small dragon,
Okay, no. Yeah, some more.
pixie, satyr, sprite.
Can I pick or do you want to pick?
What would you like?
Do you want to pick?
What would you like?
I want to satyr.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Please not unicorn. I just think of My Little Pony.
Great. They don't have the bonds and flaws thing here for the back. Oh, here we are. Character traits. Personality traits. Alright, trait. D8.
2.
Like a nomad, I can't settle down in one place for very long.
Okay.
No?
I settled down with my wife.
And again then.
4.
Wherever I go, I try to bring a little of the warmth and tranquility of home with me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your trait. Let's roll your trait.
I just did. I was
Just
just.
don't skip on ahead. Share
I
it
was.
with us.
I'm not. I was going to after you. I'll roll again if you want me to.
What's your trait?
No, I'll just roll again. Because I'm quick to jump to extreme solutions. Right? Why risk a lesser option not working?
Do you like that?
What was the other one you rolled?
You have to think about how you would play that and whether you can play that.
I rolled before that. I rolled. I'm easily startled, but I'm not a coward.
Oh, that's so cute.
Which one would you prefer?
I'll have the second one I rolled. I'm
Oh.
quick to jump to extreme conclusions. It's solutions, not conclusions.
Nice. Okay, that's good. That's a nice role playing
Yeah.
there, isn't it? So you're quick to go for the extreme solution.
I try warmth and tranquility.
Alright, ideal.
4.
Change is good.
Yeah.
That's why I live by an ever changing set of rules.
That makes sense.
You have an ever changing set of rules.
Okay.
The D&D rules always change.
Okay, do you want to roll for your ideal?
Okay. 7.
Foot frame.
Obsession.
Oh.
I've lived this way for no, that doesn't make any sense.
Why? What does it say?
I've lived this way for so long that I can't imagine another way. but I haven't lived long at all, so.
But you had a whole life before you were dead.
Yeah, but I
You
don't
just can't
remember
remember it.
that.
Okay, roll again then.
Or escape. I believe there is something beyond the world I know, and I need to find it.
That's good.
That's cool.
That could be a little yearning. That's something driving you. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Great, that's your ideal. Bond.
5.
I can't bring myself to harm a fey creature. Either
Okay.
because I consider myself one or because I fear the repercussions. Bond, Finley.
Wait a second, I'm still writing this down.
What are you looking at?
Seeing how far this lags by like 20
Yeah.
seconds. It's 20 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Okay, Bond. We just did your Bond,
Floor.
didn't we? Alright, Bond, Finley.
Okay. One. I desperately need to get back to someone or someplace.
Nice.
Ooh. But you don't remember what it is?
No, I don't remember.
No, but that's so cool.
That would be good.
Yeah.
You've got just a sense.
Just like-
No?
Is it-
I just don't feel it.
Okay, roll one more then.
7. I deeply miss someone and I'm quick to adopt people who remind me of them.
That's cute.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Okay. What is it again? Read it again.
I deeply miss someone and I'm quick to adopt people that remind me of them.
Great. That could help.
That sounds a little bit like Carson.
You deeply miss somebody.
It's the adopting.
Yeah, but I just don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Your flaw.
2.
I think the whole multiverse is out to get me.
Can I roll again?
Sure.
It's 5.
I'm forgetful. Sometimes I can't remember even the simplest things.
I want that one.
Hey, don't you have that one in real life? I'm joking. I'm saying.
Okay.
Happy with those? Great. Nearly there.
Yep.
Finley, flaw.
Okay. 8. I need to find the best in everyone and everything, even when that means denying obvious malice.
That's like looking for the best in people.
I don't look for the best
Okay, and again then.
in people.
12.
12. I know the ends always justify the means, and I'm quick to make sacrifices to attain my goals.
That's like the opposite of what you roll.
Quick to make sacrifices.
I'll just read.
Go on then. 3.
I'm especially superstitious and live life seeking to avoid bad luck, wicked spirits, or the mists.
Throw salt over your shoulder.
Does that fit with
No,
nature?
I think the ones in this flaw list that I like the most is number 1, which is I believe doom follows me and that everyone who gets close to me will face a tragic end.
Write it down. Good one.
So you're gonna be a sado?
No, I'm just
Depressed. Just constantly depressed.
Have you rolled your flaw?
Yeah.
What was it?
I'm forgetful. You actually made fun of me for it.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Lol.
Alright. Let's pick a place.
Okay.
Well, firstly, we've got to kind of, before we do this, we've got to kind of talk a little bit about your warlock stuff.
Not on the microphone.
Can I have a player's handbook?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes, you can.
So,
What is that place? I've never heard of that.
Duchy of Demont?
Yeah. That wasn't on the map before, was it?
Yeah.
It was?
Yep.
Oh, I never looked at it.
Yeah.
Was it called something else?
No, it's always been
Ah,
there.
I've
Yeah,
never
always
seen
been
that.
And what is this field of grey stuff?
That's stepland.
Oh, that's cool. Like slate.
No, just high ground, kind of sparse, like Mongolia, like steppe.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, Warlock, obviously, you make a pact. A Warlock's thirst for knowledge and power can't be slaked with mere study and research. No one makes a pact with such a mighty patron if he or she doesn't intend to use the power thus gained. So, the question is, firstly, was this a pact made willingly or out of desperation? Did you come to some form of weird consciousness deep underground and frantically and desperately claw your way to this half-life that you find yourself in, coughing and spluttering into a muddy grave in the dark of night, not knowing who you are or where you are, and because somebody dangled the thread of life back again to you? And so you agreed to something you're not even sure you have agreed to.
Yeah.
Or were you a warlock in your past life? Or are we just going to go, you can't even remember who you were?
I can't remember who I was.
You don't know. So everything starts from...
I don't know if I made a deal or not. I don't know if I don't remember making a deal with anyone.
So wait, so you did make it in your past life? And then you come back to life and you're like, dang, I've got a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, was this... or is this a pact you made that allowed you to get life back?
Sorry.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Which do you fancy?
I like.
Which tickles your fancy.
I don't know how I would make a deal if I'm dead.
No, but maybe...
In some kind of like afterlife or something. No.
Yeah, somebody sort of dangled a... You know, your soul was in purgatory. Your soul was in like the waiting room for where does your soul go after death. Same way that resurrection restores the soul to the body, and it was there that you made a pact.
Which one?
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
You could have it quite unknown, so you're not even sure
Yeah.
what your patron is.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to go for the knowledge one, the undead one, because the patron you choose
The undead one, the one that you showed me.
in Ravenloft?
Yeah.
Have you got that there? Can you turn to it? And we'll go through this because I've got to figure out, and from a story perspective, where this puts us as well.
Warlock the undead, this one.
Yeah, come on, look. So you have Bane and False Life as spells you know. You made a pact with a deathless being, a creature that defies the cycle of life and death, forsaking its mortal shell, so it might eternally pursue its unfathomable ambitions. For such beings, time and morality are fleeting things. Okay. So at first level, you have a thing called Form of Dread.
Yeah, I read
You've written all that down?
No, I haven't written.
Okay. Form of dread. Roll 1d10 plus your warlock level. You get temporary hit points of that. You decide how it changes you physically, because you kind of like you change in some way. Not a complete transformation, but you become something much more terrifying and awful looking when you take on your form of dread. Once during each of your turns, when you hit a creature with an attack roll, so when you hit, they must make a wisdom save or be frightened until the end of your next turn. Write that down.
I'll write it down.
Oh, okay.
When I get the book.
And when you're in form of dread, you can't be frightened.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. You get them all back after a long rest. There you go. Write that bad boy down then. There we go.
I think I know what kind of form I'll take.
What?
Well, I'll.
You can explain to us when you unleash it.
Yes.
So are we picking, because I was just thinking about the overfay, and you said that it's just kind of thin, so maybe I accidentally came in through somewhere around here. But I don't know, that doesn't necessarily
I tell you, as a DM, an area that I always wanted to develop but didn't, because I didn't have time. Do you remember when you were going to head to Nevermell?
Yeah, is it
You're going to walk up through the Dales, and I'm like, man, I never developed it. And what I feel is, this is my original feelings, right? Or my first kind of feel, is that there is an area around here that to me represents a really nice opportunity for meeting, because Gormley is an area more ancient than, this was always terrible, but Gormley is an ancient evil place with dead forest around here. I wonder what would happen if an unmarked grave within the dead forest to the north of Gormley will one day by
that's cool.
an almost warrior looking dead thing with a rapier comes forward because a pact has just been made, and he stumbles north.
We're all stumbling.
And you're stumbling south. And I'm just feeling somewhere here in the Dales as a thing. What do you reckon?
I like it. Yes.
In which case, you could be far more anciently dead and restored.
Yeah, maybe I only think I've been dead for like a couple hundred years.
But you could go back far to when battles took place in Gormley, where humans stood off against great evils in Gormley, or etc., etc. And maybe you have yet to discover these things.
That's cool.
You talk this through. All right. So my next question is to think about while I just sort myself out. Is, do you want the manner of your meeting to be in the essence of game one, or do you want, or what we could do is we could tell the story of your meeting now, and so you pick up together already in.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
All right, discuss that now.
I've never been a big fan of starting off a game already knowing what you're doing. I hate that face you do, it's so annoying.
What? I'm just looking.
I'm not a big fan of starting off a game already knowing. Can you talk?
Yeah, I do.
What do you think?
No, I don't think we should have known each other before.
You think we should meet in the... I think Dad quite likes... He's going to listen to this. But I think he quite likes... He keeps bringing it up that we already know each other. But I always feel like it feels more like a fresh start if we meet in the actual thing.
Yes, it's better to do that.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a very big party.
That's what I was thinking. Then you can like pair them up or something. I don't know. But
But you cannot pair me and nobody.
Oh, that's sad. I'm gonna grow mushrooms on you.
I think I'm not on my phone. I'm just checking talking.
You are on your phone.
I mean, I am, but like, am I really?
Oh wait, and so wait, you start with your rapier and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that part of your trinkets, or did you just give it to you because?
No, because it's also like might be in my backstory. Who knows?
I don't. I've got.
You've got a hand crossbow shard.
But that's just a normal weapon.
Okay.
Is yours a normal weapon?
Not really. It's not magical or anything.
Oh, okay.
It's ornamental.
All right, okay then.
It might be magical. Who
It's
knows?
got a rotten ogre's tooth with a moon glyph in it.
I've got a finger in a pot. It's rooted.
Finger in a pot.
It's rooted. It's grown roots into the pot.
Oh, why
Yours
did you do
today
that?
for just $9.99.
Okay, we talked. I mean, we both are not big fan of the idea of already knowing each other
Okay.
because it feels more like a fresh start if we meet.
Okay.
I think it would be good if it was a bigger group of people and like some of them could already know each other.
Okay.
But
So what I would say with that is,
Yeah.
in a bigger group, there is more scope for the kind of like, you know, the trope of just like
yeah,
everyone's suspicious with somebody, and
Yeah.
like the whole first game is just like, well, I'm not going to
yeah.
tell you on
Oh,
that.
that's what
I'm
you
not gonna
like.
tell you on that.
Yeah,
Remember that
that's
other
what you-
game?
Yeah.
To me, that's not fun.
Yeah.
If everyone's just like, So if we do it that you are meeting in the first game, we will have to engineer a first meeting that supports you kind of getting on.
Yeah.
Well, not getting
No, I
on,
get
because
what
I
you
can't
mean.
control that, but do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But the whole point is that we are like teaming up. So like,
Yeah. So well,
Yeah.
that gives me something to
I mean,
think about.
that's fine in like hope to kind of type like
Sure.
stuff about you, but I'll be fine with that. Yeah.
That's fine. Well, that can match with your thing of like, she'll remind you of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Are we
Is that
talking?
fair?
Are we going to talk about backstory here, or are we going to do that in between this session?
No, we can do that now.
Okay.
I want to ask you a few things though.
Okay.
So.
Is it okay if we move this,
There we go.
or are we?
How much? Okay, so we're going to start mainly in the east.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. So, how much Easter eggs do you want 0 to 10? So, 10 would be fresh Easter eggs, like callbacks and Easter eggs from session 1.
Like all the time. No, I
Do
don't.
you know what I mean though? Like
Yeah.
there would be like, reference would
Yeah.
be like a 10.
I think when they're subtle, they're the best though. So
3
like,
out of 10.
I think 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's alright. I would say that the last one obviously was much higher.
Yeah, because we had
Because
literally
we had
characters.
everybody from
Yeah.
previous
Yeah.
campaigns. that
So
I've
like
run.
2, 3, 4. I think that area.
And you think 3?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Just because, yeah, if they're all the time, then it's not cool. But I like little subtle ones are good.
So we're not leaping straight into episode 1 with like,
You're besties with Danaya.
yeah.
No.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. That takes the pressure off. Right, and sorry, then the other thing is time zone.
Okay.
So when you came back, it's 286, and we ended season 1 9 years later.
Okay.
Right, so we went through 9 years after
Yeah.
the end of the
Yeah.
game, right? So it is officially, at the end of campaign 1, it's 295.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on, do you want it to be in the past? Because it can be while the events of season 1 are still happening,
I
or
can
it can
see
be
them.
after it, or it could be massively after it, or massively
I think
before
a little
it.
bit after it. I don't really.
Like 50 years.
I like the idea of having this kind of map and this layout. So after it happens.
Okay.
You
You think about 50 years later?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think like 30.
Okay. Well, should we meet in the
So
middle
like
and say
40?
40 years later?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that fair?
Yeah.
yeah.
So 40 years on. So we're in 335.
Yeah.
Roll d4.
4.
4. So 331. 331 Kurth Reckoning. That's our setting.
Okay. That's cool.
Which is 47 years after you came back from.
47?
It's 47 years. Well, you came back in 286.
Yeah.
35 years. 45 years. 45
Yeah.
years after you came back from changing the past.
Okay.
Yeah?
Spoilers!
Spoilers have come along. So it's kind of 45 years later,
Yeah.
or 36 years later if you take it from the very end of the epilogue. Right?
Okay.
So that's quite a significant thing, and that will help with Easter eggs in terms of things that might have changed.
Yeah.
And certainly if Eloin and or Danae were to touch this campaign in any way, a sense of how much time will have gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they both have immortality, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take it though, but she would have.
Well, now she's ascendant. She's immortal.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh! I didn't know that.
You've got kind of nearly God spot.
Yeah.
Okay. We will be opening the game then. Oh, this is exciting. Somewhere near or nearabouts to. So, I'm just going to describe Gormley, which has always been an ancient badlands of evil. It's like the Mordor of Aeon.
Yeah.
Right? And to the north of it there is dead forest and broken lands and a ruined keep of some malevolent force. It would probably somewhere around that you will begin your stumbling.
Yeah.
We probably won't start the game with you coming out of the grave, but we will begin the game with like, that didn't happen that long ago. Yeah?
Yeah.
And probably for a being of your nature, you've just been following the sweeter breeze, which is north.
Yeah.
And most wild things at your appearance and your fresh to undeath, most natural wildlife just scatters from your presence. You would have come down.
Whereas they probably like me, so just like.
I think you probably would have been wandering for a bit longer.
Yeah. I'm panicked though.
Yeah, definitely panicked. So the nearby places will be Wantage, Reesmere, Cedarmere, and then the open grasslands to the south of the Dales is where we'll begin our tale. Yeah, okay, that'll be good. Nice. Cool. Alright, I'm looking forward to that. So quite low on Easter eggs, that much time in the future. Okay, so how much of a mix, what's the most important aspect of you between exploration, combat, interaction?
So to rank them.
Yeah, for you, for this game. What,
Yeah.
what do they call them? Hang on a second. They call them the... hang on. Sources. Dungeon Master's Guide. I think there's the 3 or 4 aspects of gaming.
No, you're scaring me.
And also what kind of tone you want, right? So, hang on a minute, what are the styles of play? Hang on a minute. D and D.
Whatever. You knew.
What are you laughing about? You good?
Just the stuff I said. It's funny. What they do.
So rate for me, combat 0 to 10 for you, exploration 0 to 10, interaction, social, you know, that kind of thing 0 to 10, and I think those are
That's
the three.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Where do you rank on those?
Okay.
Finley first.
What were the... What was
Combat, how important is that to you?
Combat 0 to 10. 6.
6? Cool. For you?
Exploration?
No, combat.
Oh. 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. Exploration?
5.
5, okay. For you, exploration?
8.
Okay. Interaction, social?
4.
4. So everything's below 7.
Yeah, that really.
So where does that leave us? of the 3, which is the one that gives you the most joy when you're playing D&D?
I mean, they all do.
Okay.
They're all equal.
Well, and interaction for me is 9.
9.
So 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
So the most important part of this next campaign for you is your interaction with other people, with things, with like all
They're
of
all
that.
pretty close though. 7, 8, 9.
Pretty close.
But,
And if you have a favourite of the 3, what's yours? Combat?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Good to know. So then, I got to ask, do you have a style of fantasy that you prefer for this one in terms of the flavor? This is the flavour of it. Now, I would say that the last campaign was like heroic fantasy, high fantasy, right? But we can go sword and sorcery, which is a bit more sort of, bit more grim. There's a bit more more like classic fantasy fiction. So dark, gritty worlds of evil sorcerers and decadent cities, that kind of thing. We could go epic fantasy. I would actually say that our campaign 1 was epic fantasy, right?
I like it.
But we could go more. So if you think of Critical Role, their first one was like heroes that are now world famous.
Yeah.
But Mighty 9 was very ground level, right?
Yeah.
Like street level heroes. So it was much more, there were imperfections. It was more worldly and, you know, that kind of thing. Do you have a preference there between epic level to more kind of, it's just 2 people trying to hack it out in the world?
I think it would be interesting to explore that as opposed to, you know, because the last one was very epic.
I would say that like the first one, there was this sense of destiny throughout, right?
Yeah.
Do you want more of that or less of that in the second?
Less. Like it would be a bit weird. I don't know. I don't want to get to like just have 2 really, really epic characters. Like it would be weird if it ended like that one ended, where like they're really.
Yes, you're both world changing.
Yeah. It's just like there's so many of them, and they're not special.
Yeah, you've got to have sometimes heroes that didn't even ever know that they were heroes and weren't written in any annals, but still made a change to things.
Mm-hmm.
So probably more towards that.
Yeah.
And do you have a flavour of it? Do you want dark and gritty, more mythic and fantastical?
I like that. I like mythic and fantastical a lot, and maybe if it's dark, so like dark.
Alright.
Dark. Yeah.
Bit of gothic and mythic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gothic-y, mythic-y.
Gothic mythic.
Okay, cool. Alright. Let's see what else. So what else on your character sheets needs developing?
Let's see.
If anything.
I don't think so. Just maybe I don't know what we. So like with equipment that we start with.
For sure, right?
Like I don't know. Well, I have traveller's clothes actually. I think that is kind of rounded. So I have 8 gold, the trinkets.
So your AC to begin with will be 10 plus your dex mod.
Do I have any money?
1 silver piece.
From your mouth.
Also,
Don't spend that one.
Also our names.
Yeah, what's the
Wait,
name?
are we saying that now? Are we saying
What?
it?
What? Yeah. Be clear.
Oh yeah, okay. My name is Rowan Amanita.
Rowan.
Yeah.
Amanita.
Rowan
Nice.
Amanita. Yes.
What? Raw. Finish your mouthful.
I have.
Go.
I'm just thinking. I can't change it later.
Is this just because I made fun of you for it?
Yeah, you did.
Maximilian.
What?
I love Maximilian.
Wait, but that's not his name.
That's what else?
That's his last name.
Oh, okay. It's a good name, period. Maybe that's the only word you wake up knowing.
Why is everyone dissing my first name so much?
Wait, did he tell you his first name?
Yeah.
What do you think about it? I think it's cool.
But maybe but what if that's not your actual name, like your given
He's
name?
trying to trade it
What
so
if like that's, you remember that as like somebody called you that?
Yeah!
Okay.
Right, say it, the whole thing for us.
I'm Maverick Maximilian.
Maverick Maximilian.
Double M.
Oh, Hyper says, go on, Finley. Yeah, don't listen
What?
to us. Yeah.
Why is
Come
everyone?
on.
This is not a big
Maverick
deal.
Maximilian. There we go. Nice one, thank you. Well done.
Don't worry, it's not that big of a deal.
We just both gave him shit for the name Maverick. Like, what is this, Top Gun?
I just said the definition. Oh.
Right, so we've got Rowan and Maverick.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright,
Nickname.
write those bad boys down on your character sheets.
Yes.
Let's talk about the circumstances that will get you to episode 1,
Okay.
session 1. What, if anything? Okay, so this will be, well, let's just say, what? You say you've been panicked because you're lost.
Yeah, I don't want to get back to my wife.
Yeah.
My wife.
What kind of little day-to-day things have been happening since you've been lost?
Okay.
Have you had any interaction, do you think, with Civilized World yet? Like, one-on-one interaction?
Probably very minimal, because I think, I don't know, it'd probably be quite different to how you interact in the Feywild and there. I don't know, maybe.
Well, similar in some ways and so different in others.
Yeah.
You certainly wouldn't have had the same...
It's,
You will have found yourself, by the time we get to episode 1, in quite a human settlement.
yeah. Yeah.
So the rumours of the round ears, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh wow.
But I'm just
From behind the bushes.
Yeah. And then wait, I can actually. I've got my.
Yeah.
Thing.
What the shit?
I probably wouldn't stay in a settlement. I'd probably stay like somewhere in the wilds.
Okay.
But I was thinking, okay, I had an idea. Since I got stuck here, I think I might be like stuck in one season.
And what season is
The
that?
autumn. So I think she's
Since
stuck.
you've been in the prime,
Yeah.
you're sort of stuck.
Yeah,
Nice.
I can't change.
And what does that mean to her?
It means that she's kind of like, I don't know, I mean, she's been jolted. She's in a place that is completely different and she's in shock and she can't really change it. And change is so important to her. That's her ideal. Change is good, you know. So it's kind of distressing to her.
Okay. Okay, good. Like that. So you will have in the weeks running up to session 1,
Mm-hmm.
you won't have had much. You've stayed pretty much in the wilds and on the fringes,
Yeah, observing.
Yeah. Like going, where the hell am I?
Yeah, trying to build up the courage to actually try and.
Why is everything so dull?
Yeah.
Why does everything
Yeah.
look so dull?
She's probably really sad. Like the shock of it is just like really like.
The trees are like dull green.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Let's roll for what time of year we'll be starting this.
Okay.
So, Finny, roll a d4 for me. So we'll just go winter, spring, summer. No, we'll go spring, summer, autumn, winter. 1, 2, 3, 4.
3.
Spring, summer, autumn. So
Hey,
we'll be starting
I'm
in
stuck
autumn.
in autumn.
You came through in autumn
Yeah.
and you are stuck in autumn.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
All right, so we're coming through. It's colder. You know, it's Yeah, you've had cold nights and.
I am at place in the cold.
So the few weeks run up, what do you think, if anything, that Maverick Maximilian will have been encountering and doing in the few weeks that will lead up to episode 1?
He's been stumbling.
No hunger.
Yeah.
No hunger guiding you the way most living creatures. Are you even aware you're dead?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my arm and.
And are you massively distressed by this?
Yeah.
So we're stumbling and distressed. That's me and you.
2 stumbling, distressed people meet on the road. Hello, I'm very distressed. Me too, I'm very...
We just cried.
Please don't leave me. Okay. Have you had much interaction with civilized world
No.
since coming out of the grave? Completely isolated. Not seen another living humanoid.
Probably not. No.
So together we can build up the courage to go talk to people.
Good. Okay. Why don't you take a moment to describe yourself visually?
Hey! Okay.
This is the important bit. This is what do they look like?
Okay. I'll describe and then show.
Great.
Shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay. I have like orangey apricot skin, so it's kind of like I'd say like a sunset orange kind of colour, or apricot obviously. Since I'm stuck in autumn, my colour's very autumny. I've got kind of like chin length, deep auburn hair. That's kind of like nearly brown, hints of kind of orange in there. On my head, I have a big mushroom. At the moment it's
A big mushroom.
yeah. At the moment it's like red, the red and with the white spots. Physically, kind of quite androgynous features. I have little mushrooms growing out of me in random places, like on my shoulder, like little red and white ones. And I have a big symbol on the front of my forehead here. One eye is red and one eye is blank white. And I have scars, like flicks of scars on my face and on my shoulders.
What from what?
Just like, defending the village and kind of just everyday life in the village. And bands of tattoos on bicep with runes and sigils. Yeah, and I look like this.
Let's have a look. Can I show? Fucking awesome. So this is Robin.
You're waiting for it. We're waiting for it to catch. I'm just looking at it. Great. Okay. Okay, go. We're good.
Just the rest of the stream is.
Dad, we got it.
Alright. Okay.
Oh, and she has a rowan berry necklace. She was rowan berry.
Rowan berry necklace. Okay, cool.
Which is ironic because Fae in like actual like real life folklore. Fae hate if you wear rowan berries, it wards you off or wards off Fae. So it's kind of funny.
Great. Alright, Finley, describe Maverick Maximilian to us.
I have no picture because I'm not a god at art.
I'm not either.
So take your time and describe well.
Okay. Well, he's about 6'1", and he's got lightish grey skin that looks. It's obviously for a human. That's normally it looks like dead, and he's got black eyes, completely black, and they spiral like a little bit of a. It looks like flowing black water in his eyes. And he's got black hair and it's all tattered and bloody.
Short, long.
It's like it's quite long. It's like down to the bottom part of the neck, and it's all like ragged and unkept. He wears like this tattered leather armor that's like all stringy and like it's mismatched leather pieces of different like shades of brown and black. He has like black he's got like a hood. He has a hood and it's all tattered and it has this black silk over it, like kind of like a veil kind of, but it's all tattered and it like hangs all around him and like goes down his back like some sort of like cape, but it's all tattered and it's made of like this almost see-through like grey silk stuff.
That's cool. Like a ring wraith, like the tattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got, well, as I said before.
Is it like a light cape or like an all-encompassing cloak? Like if he's walking down the road, does it look like a wraith walking down the road?
Yes. I mean, it's all tattered and it's all like flowy.
Got it. Yeah.
He's got one of his arms his left arm is completely like dead and like looks like it's been mummified, and you can see like the bones in some parts of it. He's got a rapier, and it's decorated with ornamental metal petals that look like rose petals all down it, and it's got one side is lined with teeth, varying teeth from different animals, and
Hey, you can have my ogre teeth.
and it's like the blade is stained with blood, very edgy. And he has a skeletal like mask that looks like it's made of rib bones, and it's a mask.
Like a creature's ribs.
Yeah, like a small animal or something.
Like a cat.
So what would it be, like a line in the middle and then it's like this?
Yeah. So
it's
like this.
And it might like maybe it clings, the ribs like cling.
Cling on.
Yeah.
So
That's
horrible.
horrifying.
That's
Something like that.
okay.
And it's got teeth stuck into it.
How tall is he?
6'1".
How tall's Rowan?
She's 5'11".
Two tallies. Okay, good.
I'm
taller than her.
What do they sound like?
You first.
I don't know. She's got a deeper voice
Than
than like Lunette or Denia.
Don't think that no one knows who Lunette is.
Right, but like for your guys.
well, that's good. You got quite a deep voice.
Yeah.
So it's just about
Yeah.
using
So like I do quite a high voice when I do Lunette. She's got a low voice compared to that, definitely.
husky, excitable, slow, and considered. Something else. How would you imagine her speaking?
I think it's it's deep, but it's like warm, and it's kind of, I don't know. I want it to try and sound like reassuring, hopefully. And then obviously it depends what situation she's in, how she talks, like in what manner. So, yeah. And I don't know about accent. I'll work on that between now and then, I think.
Alright.
I cannot. Because I was thinking kind of like
you could try Irish.
I can't do Irish.
You could try it though.
I really want. I wish I could.
Listen online.
I've tried.
Here.
I've tried.
When you said deep and warm, I thought immediately of like Southern Ireland, where I've just been over in Dublin.
Yeah.
And you could have it like, my friends.
I know.
That could be quite
I
good.
know. I wish I could do that, but I can't.
But you could practice.
No, I've
We're
tried.
not time for a while.
Okay, but I've tried for other characters before, and I can't do it. But I will practice, and if not, then I'll do like any. I don't want it to be a strong accent. It'll probably just be like a subtle or something.
Okay.
Of it, like whatever I decide.
Or even a Somerset around here. Could be quite a nice one.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like a deli.
Yeah, no, I don't see that. I don't see that.
My master. Well, how are you doing?
No.
Okay.
You imagine that with a gun. Alright.
Make my day. So I gotta ask you, punk. Do you feel lucky?
No.
Well, do you?
Not
Alright, so that's so we're getting deep, rich, warm, sounding voice.
Hopefully, yeah.
Great. Okay. Cool. What can we expect to hear from Maximilian, from Maverick?
He speaks in Shakespearean, or as Shakespearean as I can possibly do. So these and thous. It's only like light. It's not like It's not as hard to like read as some like Romeo and Juliet or whatever.
I love Shakespeare.
A bit of ye. Yonder village rather than
Yonder.
the
I think
village.
you did
Dost
that.
thou desires mine slumber should be broken?
Yeah, maybe not that much.
Yeah.
The qualities of his voice. So is he hoarse and whispery? Is he deep and boomy? Is he like what can we
It's
expect?
like husky.
Almost as if those aspects that help form his voice have over the years long deteriorated, and maybe whatever weird magics brought him back, they didn't bring him back fully, right? So like these things still are.
Ew.
You reckon?
Yeah.
What about accent?
None.
None. Just human language.
I made a red character again. Red. I fall back on red.
Dude.
Red is a strong colour.
Yes, it is.
They found me.
I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty. Alright, so is there anything else that you want to sort of talk about with your character that's important for you to sort of express?
I don't think so.
Well, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Overall, so forget bonds and flaws
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. We're playing a game that assumes your character is adventuring,
Yeah.
right? For whatever reasons. Personal, but also like, so what am I trying to ask here? It's almost like, and your character may not have this, yours certainly might not, but like, what is their end dream? Either what was it, or what is it now, or have they had time to think about that? Like where does your character always see themselves?
Where do they see themselves?
Yeah.
Home.
And what does that look like?
With her wife.
In what kind of position though? What is the nature of, or what's it? Tell me more. You're just giving me one bit at a time.
I just like
What's her dream?
she just
Is she, her, they, them?
she her.
She, her.
Oh, she they.
She, they.
Yeah. Yeah, she just wants to be no wife and wherever.
Quiet life, big life, travelling life.
Quiet life. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of circumstances in the Feywild where they're living at the moment is not suitable, and her goal is to find the ideal place for her to be with her wife.
Okay.
But I think they also don't like the idea of
So has she been, sorry to interrupt,
yeah.
has she been sort of like wrenched from her normal family life?
Yeah.
So this is a reluctant hero.
Yeah. She still wants to. I think. What I was gonna say is she's very protective of her wife. So any kind of when she sees bad stuff in the world, she's like, "Dang, that could be somewhere near my wife." Like any kind of that. I was like, I hate that idea that this is out there. It could harm other people's loved ones, and because she loves her wife so much, she hates the idea of any kind of like evil stuff. She wants to protect her.
Okay, great. What about Maverick? Did he have a dream, even if he doesn't remember that in his previous life?
I mean, he doesn't remember it, but
Okay.
maybe. Guess you could like find out. I guess, but he doesn't remember like anything at all.
So literally, to himself, he is weeks old.
All he has is like a finger and a part. A rapier and a mask and his equipment, and that's all he has to like remember what he was before. But he just wants to find out who he was.
I think I just continuing on, and I think it's always to like try and make the idea of family life or just like life with a wife easier, whether that is like getting money or killing stuff or anything.
Okay. So in terms of alignment, you're oriented more towards chaos?
Yeah, I'd say chaotic good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of alignment?
I don't want to play an evil character.
With you having so little knowledge of yourself and being recently, what do you think about the idea of just starting as neutral?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And they can change maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it can change as
Yeah, and you might get flashes of...
Yeah, that can change my alignment or whatever.
Great.
Don't know, is there one
Alright.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I think we're almost there. I can't think of much else. So, you got your saving throws. Oh, have you picked your spells?
No, I have not.
First level Warlock, dude.
What do they get? Let me...
So Warlock is one I've got to learn about, right? Like, so Fighter, Gunslinger will get interesting at 3rd level.
Yeah.
And we probably should talk a little bit more about the gun you have.
Yeah.
And whether, and how that's recently come into your possession. Warlock. So, first level, you know 2 cantrips and you know 2 spells. Additionally to the 2 you get for your
So 2
pack.
cantrips.
2 spells. You have 1 spell slot. You have 1 first level spell slot.
I'm just having like 20.
Okay.
Your saving throws are wisdom and charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick 2 skills from Warlock?
Yeah.
Great.
Wait, two skills from Warlock?
For being a Warlock.
No, I didn't know.
Where did you get your skills from then?
Background and Reborn gives you 2.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can also choose from
Does every race give you 2 or just read?
No.
Oh, okay.
Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, and Religion.
So, wait, say them again?
Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, and Religion.
I think Deception and History.
We'll probably have to roll a thing, whereas if you're trying to do a history, there's a chance you don't remember anything. Same with religion.
Okay.
You start with a light... Oh no, you've got your thing for that.
Yeah. Spells, should I choose my spells?
Yeah. So at first level, you struck a bargain with an otherworldly being of your choice, an undead of some great power.
So 2 cantrips.
2 cantrips from the Warlock list.
Yeah.
So from the Warlock list, that is. Fascinated by the Warlock thing. Okay, so Warlock cantrips. You got Blade Ward, Chill Touch, Eldritch Blast, Friends, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Poison Spray, Prestidigitation, True Strike.
If you wait,
Chill Touch seems kind of fitting for a dead thing.
I'm just gonna chill.
yeah.
Eldritch Blast is a classic.
Yeah, obviously I'm choosing that, but
Blast.
I've got different spells on this list that aren't in the player's handbook. So
Okay, right. Well,
you go
run
on,
and by me.
can you go and Green Flame Blade? I think that.
What's the source for that?
I don't know. Just
Well,
go on
you can't just make it up.
Just go on D&D Beyond. It's probably on there somewhere.
Green Flame Blade.
But I like the sound of that because it incorporates weapons, and I am a spell blade.
Mushroom. No, can't light.
Green Flame Blade. Here we are.
She'll beat you up if you do
Why
that.
doesn't the wife have a mushroom?
She's not out. She's.
So why would you want that if you've already got a sword?
What?
You brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting and make a.
Yeah, it does actually.
Oh, cool.
As a part, when you cast a spell, as a part of the action to cast a spell, you make a melee attack as well,
Nice.
and it does extra fire.
Oh.
Target suffers the weapon's attack's normal effects. Okay, so your rapier is a D8. Let's do your rapier first. So yeah, Green Flame Blade. You cause green fire to leap from the target to a different creature of your choice. You can see within 5 feet of it. Second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. The spell's damage increases when you reach certain levels. Cool.
I think instead of Eldritch Blast, this is probably a dumb thing to do, but
Go on.
I'd rather have.
That'd be good. It would be away from the trope, the boring shit everyone
I
does.
know, but like it is the most powerful cantrip, unfortunately, and there's nothing that can really. Minor Illusion because it's my favourite spell.
Okay.
It's your favourite spell.
Yeah, it is.
Ever.
Yes.
So you sure you want Green Flame Blade?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So
So,
and first level.
so you know one? No, you know 2 first level spells: Armor of Agathis, Arms of Hadar, Charm Person, Comprehend Languages, Expeditious Retreat, Hellish Rebuke, Hex, Illusory Script, Protection from Evil and Good, Unseen Servant, Witch Bolt.
Which ball?
I think Arms of Hadar.
Hadar! Arms of Hadar. Hadar.
Hater. Darth Vader.
You invoke the power of Hadar, the dark hunger, tendrils of dark energy erupt from you, and batter all creatures within 10 feet of you. Each creature in that area, the area is 10 feet, must make a strength saving throw. If fails to save, they take 2d6 necrotic.
Where's there another one?
You can't take reactions until its next turn.
They found us.
They found us again. And Hex.
Hex?
Yeah.
Great, Hex.
Oh, what's my spellcasting ability and spell save DC and spell attack problem?
Yeah, let's do all that. So, you're...
Excuse me.
Spell save, 8 plus proficiency bonus, so 10 plus charisma.
Spell save is 10 plus charisma.
No, 8 plus proficiency plus charisma.
Oh, so 10 plus charisma. So, 14.
Spell attack, proficiency plus charisma, so plus 6. Also, with your rapier, It's a finesse weapon.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
a very thin blade.
I know.
So 1d8 damage.
Yeah, I know.
Plus, stop saying I know. It's session 0. We're just talking it out.
Okay.
So plus 5 to hit. 1d8 damage plus
3. Because that's magic.
yeah, 1d8 plus 3.
What do I do for hand
piercing
crossbow?
damage.
What is?
Let's look that up.
Okay.
It's a range weapon. Is my spellcasting ability charisma?
Yes.
Sure.
So when you do the green flame, it's adding 4 then.
Green flame.
4 damage.
Yeah.
And crossbow. Have crossbow. Okay, it is 1d6 piercing.
Okay.
It's a light weapon. Range is, I'll say that you're running low, but roll 3d6.
Let's see what that is.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got 8 quarrels.
Okay.
I have a few.
The range is
8 bolts.
30, 120. So a weapon that can be used to make a ranged attack has a range in parentheses after the ammunition. The range lists 2 numbers. The first is the weapon's normal range in feet,
Yeah.
30 feet. And the second indicates the weapon's long range. When attacking a target beyond normal range, you have disadvantage. So past 30 feet, disadvantage.
Okay.
You can't attack a target beyond the weapon's long range. Got it?
Wait, do I have the gun at the moment?
Yes.
Broken gun.
But what did we say? There was something in your background that sounded cool when we said it about like,
What, inheritance?
yeah, some kind of inheritance.
Yeah.
But maybe it's been since you've been on the Prime.
Yeah, so not inherited.
What's it? I don't know. I don't know.
What? No, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Okay.
Um,
Me neither.
What? Will you help me? What's the
Okay.
story? Why the hell would you have a gun? How on earth would that come to be? You sell me.
Well, hang on. Can you tell me where guns are in the world?
Here, there, and everywhere.
Is there a place where they're
Well, this is a fantasy game set in a fantasy world. So
like a
guns-
flintlock pistol.
yeah, but guns are not massively.
Are there any places that are more into like artificing and like making like clockwork
Yes,
stuff?
the gnomes
Okay.
to the north, in Zana. There would be some in the Republic of Curve, but not many.
Where's it? Clement Hill.
Sun made your gun.
Ah.
Where would they most come from? Hang on. Well, the real thing to think about is how you might already have had one then. You tell me how on earth there'd be pistols in the Feywild. That's the question.
Would there not be?
That's the question. You help me. You help us understand.
It's your world. I don't know if there's pistols in the
Of course
Feywild.
it is. Yeah, but you were playing it. But like, I'm saying, use your imagination. How on earth might you have had?
Okay. I
How
don't
would
know,
this have come in? How would a broken one have come into your possession?
Broken one. Okay, broken one. Well, I assume she just finds it and it's like all overgrown and it's got like vines in it and stuff.
I feel like there'll be some trouble involved in that, and that's why you found yourself lost in the first place.
Okay.
So there's some trouble with it. Like you got in some trouble.
Okay.
Because I think there being a pistol in the Feywild would be weird,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Clockwork, yeah, but not gunpowder.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
think there would be some circumstance, because you like change and you're forgetful and
Yeah.
I imagine some circumstance that maybe you can think out more, whereby you found this thing and it got you in some trouble. Maybe.
Because the people in the village. Yeah, I mean maybe
Maybe
they
maybe
have-
it, it was a threat to them. Like maybe they saw it as a threat.
Well, I found it and I walked back into the village and they're like, why are you bringing that?
Yeah, like different is weird.
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know.
Well, they must have had to have seen them somewhere for them to think it's a threat.
Maybe they'd heard of her.
Yeah, they just like...
Smoke sticks.
Yeah.
Don't know. Think it through.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd do that. I don't know why they'd be so scared of it when she just like walks into...
Well, maybe they're not. Maybe it's something else then.
Yeah.
I don't imagine the Eladrin that are so connected to the seasons and nature.
Yeah.
It's such a.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it doesn't have to be. She might have found it when they came through.
Since she's been through.
Yeah.
Did she find it?
Yeah.
Or did she get into a fight and that was part of her bounty? That was part of what she got.
But she hasn't really seen people since she's come back.
Maybe she witnessed something.
Yeah.
There are huge lakes in the Overfaith, and perhaps there was like some flying pirate ship, and she witnessed a terrible battle
Yeah.
of magnificent colours and
She's like, what the
splendour
heck is that?
with explosions, and then there was some disaster that she came out from behind, investigated, and she sort of found it. I don't know, think about it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we need answering for session 1.
Yeah.
How the hell she's got a flintlock. And is it definitely a flintlock you've got, or...
They look so cool.
Let me just bring up gunsmithing, because there's lots of other guns. Palm pistol, like a smaller one. A pistol, a musket, pepper box. Picture of it. Blunderbuss. That's the one that goes out and then it's got a massive thing on the end.
Hoover.
Probably just a pistol, though.
Bad news.
Bad news! That's Henry's one.
Hand mortar. They're huge. So it's just pistol. Like a flintlock.
Yeah, pistol.
Great. Okay. Reload 4.
Did I say Henry? I meant Percy.
Who's Henry?
I have no idea. I meant Percy.
Oh yeah, pepper box.
Percy is bad news.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Anything else about your characters you want to share before? Because this is it now until November.
No!
Awesome. Yeah. Go.
Yeah. He's pretty cool.
When we start the game,
Yeah.
how keen are you on it just being the two of you versus there being
I'm good
other
with,
people
I'm
involved?
good with whatever.
Alright.
I'd rather have
I
them
wonder
all
if people
with-
could eat her mushroom head.
Finger in a pot.
But this one is poisonous though, is it not?
Finger in a pot.
Alright then guys, well that's
Yeah!
it. So we've got Rowan, Amanita
Yeah.
and Maverick Maximilian who you will be meeting at level 1 in the beginning of November when we begin season 2.
Yay!
Campaign 2 of every Tenday. Thanks so much for joining
Thank
us. Those of
you.
you that joined us on YouTube, we can't wait. We will see you then. Let us know. Come join us on Instagram. Make sure you connect with us on Instagram. And join the Discord. If you go to discord.everytenday.com, I'll put it in the chat. Hang on.
It was gonna be lit.
Yes.
Wait, it's gonna be lit already.
Yeah, hang on. Discord.everytenday. Come chat to us. Let us know what you think about these characters.
Yeah!
We'll take photos of the character sheets and put them up in the Discord so you can see what we've got so far. Tell us what you reckon. And we will see you in a couple of months.
Heck yeah.
Bye!
Bye!
Goodbye.